Every month, I have what's called Client Communication Day. I give them an update on what's happened this month. I ask if they have stuff they wanted to add to their site, and I give them a touch point. The churn is so much lower because I talk to them every month, and I get so much business from that day. It's one of the highest leverage activities that I can do in the business. It's not an automation sent in HighLevel. It's me using Whisper Flow, which I learned from Clay, by the way. I say two things: have fun and focus on providing value. If you can find a way to provide value, business will come to you.
Yeah.
And even if you provide the value without getting money in exchange, business will come to you eventually.
Welcome back. Today I have a really special guest, Jonathan. I met him last year at the HighLevel Summit and he was already killing it. And he just told me now that he's receiving the SASpreneur award this year at the HighLevel Summit, or Level Up, or whatever it's called this year. But yeah, Jonathan, really excited to have you on. How you doing?
I'm good. So excited to see you, man. I was just telling you I was inspired by you last year at this Level Up Summit, and I was actually late for turning in the award application. So I'm really hoping it's going to go through and everything's going to be fine. But yeah, I'm super excited to receive that award.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they'll work it out for you. But for anybody who doesn't know who you are, Jonathan, what Nuon Marketing is, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and your story.
Yeah, we can go far back, but Nuon Marketing is web design agency, web hosting agency. We offer services to the home service industry, a lot of plumbers, roofers, HVAC companies, and we offer website design and we offer a Google review service. Actually, I'm one of Clay's affiliates, so which that was a huge shift getting Clay's help. So yeah, Google review services and website design and hosting is our focus.
Heck yeah, I love it. Well, when did you find HighLevel and how did you get started in the marketing space?
I got started in 2023, so not too long ago. I found HighLevel in the summer of 2023 is when I started, just starting selling websites. Or I gave away the websites for free in exchange for the hosting to build that residual. And yeah, out of the 25 people that I signed that summer, it's been 2 years and I think 23 are still paying. So it's been amazing. It's been amazing. So that's 2023 is when I started my own business and just going, calling people and getting them signed up.
Heck yeah. Okay, so I love websites. I love how sticky they are.
Yeah.
So freaking sticky. So walk us through your sales process right now. Like, what are you doing to get new customers, and for the website side or for the review side? And are you really, because everybody always asks, like, with the reviews, do you sell reviews and then do add-on services? Are you selling websites and then adding on reviews? I think either way could work great, but what's kind of your approach right now?
Either one works really, really great. And for someone that's listening, that's like me, that's not trying to get overwhelmed with all the features, I started just selling websites. I didn't even know what HighLevel could do when I started. I just knew they could host websites.
Yeah.
And so what I did is I just made a template for, it was a contractor, and I called businesses and I said something like, "Hey, I built you a website. If you want it, you could have it. Is that something you're even interested in?" And mind you, I only called businesses with really crappy websites or no websites.
Yeah.
So it was obvious they needed something. And I had the approach of basically almost all of our clients I've met in person at some point. There's probably 10 or 15 that we did online, like through referrals. But that's how I started. I just called people, and people talk with people, especially business owners talk with business owners. And I would make it a best practice every time we launched the website to ask if they knew anybody else. And then I didn't even incentivize them financially or anything like that. Just say like, "Hey, we just built you a website. I'm really glad you like the website. Do you know anyone else that would know that need a website too?" And I would shut up. And sometimes I get 5 or 6 names in one of those conversations. And then I'd close another 2, 3 from those, and then another 2, 3 from those. And it just mainly word of mouth referral.
Yeah.
I really like your content, Clay. So I want to step up the content game a little bit eventually, but it's been cold calling, it's been referrals, and then I'm part of a few local business groups where there's a bunch of business owners that need help. I actually just was in a meeting right before this, and all I did was I had a little 3-minute presentation on how they can optimize something in their Google, and everybody was just so stoked to learn about that kind of stuff. So
yeah, no, for sure. That's what's so crazy. I mean, you could go watch a 10-minute YouTube video about a Google business profile and then go share it to a room of business owners, and they will think that you are the stuff. They will think that you're like the smartest person ever. And honestly, that's kind of that sounds a little bit deceptive, but not really. Like it's not that hard to optimize a Google Business Profile. And so if you watch a YouTube video, you can pretty much do it, you know? And
Yeah.
so I love that. And that word of mouth thing is such a hack. I mean, I've always tried to get word of mouth and referrals, and we try to incentivize like a free month and stuff, and it
Yeah.
worked all right. But I realized that it's not really the incentive for
It's
most
not the
people.
incentive, no.
It's really just like how you ask and if you did a
Yeah.
good job for them. Because I was talking to a guy that owns a $100 million plus company, and he was like, "Dude, if you're not getting every single one of your people to,
Yeah.
send you another person,
Dude.
it's gonna take you so long to grow." And I was like, "Well, what do I need to do? What's the process?
Yeah.
What's the incentive? What's whatever?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Dude, you're on a call with them, say business owner to business owner, our business relies on word of mouth, just like yours, I'm sure. And
Dude,
so
it's
do you know about
valuable.
it? You know that needs reviews?" And
Yes.
then just like you said, shut up, and just let them tell you.
Yeah, let him tell you. And the I mean, I watched that video of yours when you processed that meeting with the business owner you just talked about. And what Clay just said is exactly right. It's like, I want to say if we were to look at my client base, there's 133 sub accounts in my high level. And I
Mhm.
want to say 60 of those sub accounts were from those conversations.
Wow. That's
And
crazy.
it is insane, anyways. And then this one, I actually saw this from your YouTube video too. So
Yeah, yeah,
I have these cards. I have my business info on the card on the back end. I just hand
yeah.
them away like candy. I program them at business meetings. The Reading Chamber of Commerce, what I'm a part of, is a really thriving chamber with like 150 business owners every week. And so I
Wow.
get the mic and I just offer these cards to everyone. And I have a stack of business cards I haven't even called that wanted the card. I made the card for, and they're like, "Yeah, reach out to me." I haven't even called them. It's been so busy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure, and that goes into, like, kind of the other half of it, which we need to get better at. It's like, you get these names on the call, you get they
Yeah,
text you the information, they text you the email, and then you have to have some sort of process of following up with them,
yeah,
because it really is half the battle is getting the name, and then the follow-up is just where the fortune is, and, the best thing for those referrals is what I've found is just almost always a three-way email or a three-way
yeah.
text.
Three-way text, and good old iMessage will
Yeah,
trump your high-level automation.
dude,
I
100%.
So I don't know, since we talked last, I do have a team working full time now, and we use the high level number more and more since I'm just a bottleneck when it comes to communication. But when it comes
Yeah,
to outreach, I've never had any issues giving my iMessage, my personal
yeah,
cell out for three-way intros. I just met with a business owner yesterday. He's our biggest client. He's got 9 locations. He's in
mhm,
the oil change space. And yeah, it's like business owner to business owner. I was introduced to him by a friend who's a
yeah.
customer. And I think that company spent $45,000 with us in the last 7 months. Yeah.
Dude, friggin' love it. I
Yeah.
love it. That's
It's an
awesome.
intro. Yeah, it's an intro from someone else.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, people are gonna ask, okay, so you're cold calling to kinda get some people in the door, obviously going hard on the referrals. What are your packages like, and how are you selling people on reviews or on the
Yeah,
website?
it's a great question. I like Alex Hormozy a lot, so I listen to a lot of his stuff, and we have
Mm,
a higher, more expensive package just for the sake of it being there. We only have about 10 clients on that high package, which is about 1,500 a month, which is a
yeah.
local SEO package. So we
Mhm.
price anchor with that. That's always the first 1%, and then we have our ideal offer, which is $300 or $400 a month, which is the
Mhm.
review service, website hosting, and then you get the chat widget, the missed call text back, the review service, the auto review responses, all the good stuff in high level. That's where we want to land people. And then we
Mm,
have a downsell, which is just the website hosting only if we're not doing the
yeah.
review service, which is usually around $100. Our sales, we always have a setup fee, but it really depends on the industry, and it also depends on your skill set. I know you're super tech savvy. You have a ton of skills that I don't have. So the way I've made up for for the skills that I don't have, I just charge setup fees.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, last month we made more money in setup fees than residual.
Dude. Well, but there's something to be said about that, and then they call it big head, long tail, where it's like the more they pay up front cost, the
Exactly.
more they see the
They
end.
just spent, let's say they spent $2,500 to sign on for a $300 a month subscription. They're going to give it at least a year to see
Yeah.
if it's going to work. And especially when the person that I'm signing on is a warm referral, which most of them are, then the setup fee goes. People are so much more willing to fork out a one-time expense. And I
Yeah.
found really big success in splitting up the setup half and half. So I
Really?
used to do $900 setup in one go, and now I
Mhm.
just do 900 upfront and then 900 when we launch for those 2 weeks where we do the A2P verification, where we build the website. But yeah, that's kind of the process is one-time setup, 3 different packages they choose. I let them rate themselves. How bad is your online presence from 1 to 10 to give me some ammunition. If they say like, yeah, it's really bad, it's like a 7, or like 10 would be the best and 1 would be the worst. And then they say like, oh yeah, it's like a 1 or 2. Then I'll be like, I think we need to go to the medium plan or the big one. Which one do you think would be better?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. I think for anybody listening, this is a great combination of like what you can do when you have a better sales process with warm leads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I'll be incredibly candid. Like if you charge setup fees for everybody, like yes, sure, you'll get less people in the door, but one, they'll be more committed. And like we know as people in the marketing space, people using HighLevel, whatever, is that you need some buy-in from the people, right? Like
Yeah, you need buy-in.
you can make it work with a free trial. You can get them onboarded and you'll get a lot more people through. But like if you get them to buy in a little bit with an upfront cost or something like that, you'll one, make more money and they'll be more invested. So you'll get them better results because they were more invested and they took the time to give you the
So
stuff that you need.
important. It's so important. In the beginning, I didn't have the confidence to charge a setup fee. And I really believe in doing work for free if you haven't done it before.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
at the end of the day, if a business owner is willing to work with you and you've never done it, they're giving you the better end. You get the better end of the deal.
Yeah.
And so I had no setup fee for the first 6 clients. Then I had a setup fee of $250 for the DNS connection for the free website because it was a pain in the butt to get into people's DNS. And I mean, that would be a whole nother conversation, but there was a little setup fee for that. And then after that, we did 500 and then 900. And I think the biggest we've done is 4,500. It's just if the website is a bit bigger. And again, we don't do any work that's just one time. Everything has to end in a subscription.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. And I think like that goes back to just when you are working with people locally, and that's why I recommend people starting there. Obviously, Jonathan has surpassed that and you could work with anybody now. But when you are working with people locally, like sitting down with somebody face to face, whole new ballgame. The first time I sold somebody on reputation management and like the exact same thing that we do for a free trial now, I sold for $1,500 setup fees. And so it's like when you're sitting across the table from somebody, you kind of have the ability to do that. And it's not, like I said, it's not, I wouldn't go and charge somebody $1,500 across the table from them and then the next day give somebody a free trial online. That would be unethical. But just as your business, as your business,
as your business grows. And what we do a lot of times, Clay, is if someone, and this goes back to Alex Ramosi stuff, if someone is not able to do $400 a month on the monthly, but I really could see they benefit on the review service, what I would do is I would look at the list of things we offer for the $400 a month, and I tell the client, hey, which one would you like to take out? Like, which one do you not want to do? And then I can ethically lower the price without screwing over someone else who's paying $400 a month.
For sure. No, I love that. Like that's I guess the feature downsell, and then you also have like the referral downsell too. It's like, hey, can't do this price, but if you send me a referral every month or whatever, we could probably do that price, and that way you're not discounting what you're doing.
There's tons of ways.
No, I love that. Well, tell me about the review process specifically. So when did you start doing review pilot, and how's it been going, and how's that been?
That's a great. So it started as when I started my business, I was still living in Switzerland. I was only selling websites. My family and I moved to the United States in 2023. I'm from Switzerland, right? So when we came here, I found that a lot of businesses had an online presence already. Unlike in Switzerland, where it's like a lot of local service contractors don't have a website yet. Here they did. And so I was looking for different ways to provide more value. And I was looking at my HighLevel features, and I really got really excited about the reviews. Similar to you, where I saw the review feature and I saw those Google reviews come in for the first couple of clients, and I got really stoked about it. And the clients get so stoked about, like, let's say they get 10 reviews the last 12 months, and then you start and they get 10 reviews in the first week. It's what wants me to keep doing this, right? It's so fun, and it was a way to provide value for people who already had a website, and we found that was another good. We're looking for foot in the door services and offers. If someone had a great website, I would call them up and say, is this ABC Plumbing? And they'd say yes, and I say, oh, I noticed so-and-so plumbing down the street has like 3 times the amount of Google reviews than you do. I'm sure they're not 3 times better than you guys. And I tell them like, hey, I have this system. I could totally show it to you. I'm local here. I could show up tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. and I could show it to you. Is that something even that you're even interested in? And more often than not, people will be like, yeah, sure. 'Cause
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Yeah, why, so and so plumber shouldn't have more reviews than me."
Yeah.
And you hit a pain point. And so that's kind of how it started. I will add a comment though that when you have the review service, it's so cool if you can add a chat widget to your website. Because I've had it time and time again where we've gone through the reactivation campaign and they don't really have that many more review requests every month. But
Yeah.
the chat widget, the contact form on the website, the review widget on the website all justifies the subscription. And so
Yeah.
the churn is going to be way lower if you could do
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, no, I love that. I know that, people think about that all the time and they're like, that sounds great. And then we have, kind of the problem or, where now we need to deliver contact information. Now we're on the front end of their
Yeah.
funnel, like getting customers. Now we need to either deliver the contact information to them, just text it to them, or we need to get them into HighLevel where they can follow up leads. So
Yeah.
do your people log in? Do your customers
No.
log into
No.
HighLevel or do you just deliver the leads to them?
Deliver.
I love it. I love it.
It's
Has that been a pushback, or do they want, like, automated follow-up, or do they want stuff, or how's that worked?
most people are super old school. Like, no, I want to say out of over 100 accounts, I have probably a handful of people that logs into their high level. Excuse me. Most people, I will say, use the Lead Connector app. And when we sign on clients, we have the sales meeting where I do part of the onboarding. I get their access to the Google Business Profile, get their client list. And like you say in your stuff, once you have access to Google Business Profile and their client list, you can pretty much deliver. So that's what we do. We get some photos. We get a list of their service they want on the new website. We get the DNS access. And then we go to work. And then about 2 weeks later, when we launch, I make it a really important point of the meeting to show them the Lead Connector app. I just had a client today in my office. She has her little business. And I took about 15 minutes to explain the Lead Connector app to her. Not necessarily like the fancy high level stuff, because that's just overwhelming. But I found that the people that really use the Lead Connector app are clients for life. And I'm telling this from people telling me that they're going to be clients for life.
Yeah.
Because they literally run their whole business through the phone number we verified for them. Or
Sticky.
it's so sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I've been thinking about making a video, like, the stickiest services you can sell, and, like, all these things come with pros and cons, and I think that when you're doing your model where you do have the higher ticket and you do have the $340 a month or maybe the $1,500 a month, it makes so much sense to get people into Lead Connector app, deliver leads, and also, like, if you do phone number swap on their Google Business Profile, you add forms to their website, you add chat widget to their website,
yeah.
and now basically you are the gateway where every single lead that they're
Yes.
getting online is coming through you. And so basically every day, like if they're getting a lead, it's saying, hey, Nuon Marketing just delivered a lead or delivered a review or whatever. And
It
then
says
it creates
yeah.
because like every day they're getting notifications from your business that you're doing work. And that's the number one reason people churn or leave because they feel like you're not doing anything.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I've had a specific case study for a fencing contractor, and we work with lots of fencing contractors. This one fencing contractor literally blew up after we optimized their Google Business Profile, put a ton of reviews on there, built a nice website, and he sent me 7 of his friends that are also clients now.
Dude.
And he's, it's like, yeah, you're gonna get my $297 forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I mean, and it's such a good feeling when that happens. And like the crazy thing is that sure, maybe not 99% of business owners out there, maybe there's a couple, probably 1 to 10% of business owners out there that you would be talking to that maybe might not get crazy results. But for the most part, most businesses are a great website, an optimized Google Business Profile, and reviews away from doing 10 times better than they were before.
Oh, it's exactly those 3 things you just said. Yeah. It's not really complicated. And I will say when onboarding these people, you will have to choose your hard. Like as you're getting clients, there's one hard that's like, if you want to integrate their phone number, if you want to do all that setup, it's a lot more upfront. That's what justifies the setup, but it's so much more sticky. The biggest challenge we have right now is we're signing about 2 to 3 clients a week. And it's so much work onboarding. I have 4 people working full time just onboarding these clients. And we can barely keep up with just 2 people a week that sign on. And, if you have it a bit more hands off and you don't integrate as much, let's say you're just offering the review service, which is a great service. The benefit of that is it's so much easier to onboard. Yeah. You can 10K a month in reoccurring because the onboarding is so much easier. And anyways, choose whatever, Yeah.
A great point because like choosing your hard, like personally for us, we've gone the free trial route, so we've chose the hard of like our hard is gonna be let's try and figure out how we can get as many people through the door as possible, right? Where your heart is like, we're going to spend more time on each client. We're going to spend more time
Yeah.
onboarding, but we're going to get more money from each one of them. And neither one's right or wrong. You just have to choose which one
You
you
just
want
have
to
to
do.
choose. And I think both models have incredible benefits. And it's just being aware of what you're choosing. It's going to be hard no matter what. So
Yeah.
I, it's sometimes it's easy to be in your heart. Like I look at your sign-on process, I'm like, oh gosh, I wish I had your sign-on process. And then probably the other way around, it's like, oh yeah, I wish mine wouldn't churn as much, or I don't know what that looks like on.
Wish I had $2,500 up front from each client, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's about 2,500 up front. It's so nice.
Yeah, no, that's huge. That's amazing.
It
Well,
pays the team. It pays the team and some.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome. Well, you started in 2023. If you're comfortable, where are you at right now in terms of like revenue?
we hit about 35K a month for the past 3.
That's so crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
literally in the high level Facebook group all the time, and people are just complaining and moaning about, is it even possible high level is just a scam? You can't make
No,
any, you can't have
it's not.
results.
I'll show you
Dude,
my
like,
Stripe
do
too.
more.
Yeah, and I will say the 35 is combined with residual and
Yeah,
setups, but the
yeah,
residual is over 20, over 105 customers. And at this point, where there's 105 people that are active, there's absolutely nothing I need to do to get a referral every month.
yeah,
Obviously, I'm gonna go after it, but anyways, it's like I sleep so well at night, guys. Like you have to stick it out. It took me like when you and I met, Clay, my residual was around 9,000 a month.
mhm,
And I never had a month more with 15,000, and that's like not even a year ago.
yeah, yeah,
It is just like people look at you and they see Clay Lawrence like this amazing guy, but they don't know that you've done this 7 years. You've started
yeah,
your online journey, like, is it 7 years, right?
yeah. Like when I was in high school, like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
when you were in
yeah,
high school and you tried things for 7 years, and all these little mini skills are starting to stack, and
yeah.
it compounds, guys. It's exponential. So just stick it out is my little plug. Don't give up.
Yeah, for real. No, appreciate it. No, I think that because I originally started kind of in the agency deal, like we're more setup fees and higher
Yeah.
ticket
Yeah.
and more ongoing stuff like that. And I think you've got it down where like what the issue I was doing was I was doing custom work. I was doing a lot of one
Yeah.
times. I was doing, stuff that requires a lot of delivery every single month. And your process makes sense. You install the automated residual stuff, you
Yeah.
set up the one time or the bigger expenses up front and then get the
Yeah.
residual. Like, that makes so much sense, and there's no reason that your business can't be 100K a month next year, you know?
Yeah.
That's absolutely incredible,
The
but
biggest the bottleneck for us is having enough people trained on the team to take care of the onboarding.
mm,
And at some point, I think this will be valuable for the people listening. Every month, I have what's called Client Communication Day. It's there for 2 reasons. Number 1, I give them an update on what's happened this month. Let's say they're paying me for $397 a month or $399 a month, and I tell them like, hey, this is what happened on the profile. I ask if they have stuff they wanted to add to their site, and I give them a touch point. And it's a phone call or it's a text or it's an email, and I give them an update first. I provide value first. I tell
yeah,
them this has changed with Google. We've been working on this for you. We've updated this for you. And then this is where the meat's at, is like I say, hey Sam, you've been a client for 7 months now. And one of the ways we can keep our prices so low is by referrals. Do you know
mm,
anyone like you who could benefit from our services?
yeah,
And it's not nice. It's like that's the only thing I do right now is client communication day, and I do the marketing and sales,
yeah,
and everything else the team does. But it's like the churn is so much lower because I talk to them every month, and
mm,
I get so much business from that day. It's one of the highest leverage activities that I can do in the business.
yeah, no, and then it's so invaluable, like, proactive communication with your customers.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just like
yeah,
because when you tell them like, "Hey, Google updated this thing, let's let you know we're already on it. We're already working on it, we're already changed it.
yeah.
Hey, what do
Already
you"
took care of it. Yeah,
like, that what that's gonna do is it might just seem like we're just letting them know something's going on, but actually what it's gonna do is gonna flip a switch in the client's mind and be like,
yeah,
"Oh, Jonathan's got me. Oh, Nuon
yeah,
Marketing's got me." Like, they're on top of the ball. I don't have to worry about them just collecting my money every month and not doing anything. I know
yeah.
that they're even if maybe we take a day to respond to an email, that one client communication day when you proactively
Absolutely.
communicate goes
And guys, it's not an automation sent in HighLevel. It's me using Whisper Flow, which I learned from Clay, by the way. I just reached 150,000 words, I think, in Whisper Flow
heck yeah.
in like 4 months. So I use Whisper Flow to talk to my computer to write a text message in less than 20 seconds. That's
Yeah,
highly personalized. I ask them about their kid. I ask them about how business is, how their neighbor's doing. And whatever. So
Yeah.
I can knock out, 10 clients in, I want to say 20 minutes to give them an
Yeah.
update because everything is automated, Yeah.
Dude, I love it.
But
Yeah.
it's manual. It's not an automation, guys. Don't
Yeah.
shy away from, I
The
use my
man
iMessage too.
Yeah, yeah, no. If anybody doesn't know what Whisper Flow is, all it is, you just press a button on your keyboard and then you
Yeah.
just talk to it, and it has, like, some sort of AI component where, like, if you mess up, you just, like,
Yeah.
re-say it, it fixes it, and it's really good. It's a lot better than just, like, a lot better than the voice to speak with Apple or whatever, so
Yeah.
that's awesome. Well, we'll close out here. What would you say to just kinda anybody who's in the throes of getting started? Put yourself in your 2023 mind, getting
Yeah.
started. What would you say to somebody who's there right now that's trying to get to the spot where you are?
I say two things: have fun and focus on providing value.
Mm.
Yeah, a friend of mine and I just did a video in Sacramento where we just had fun and provided value, door knocking, just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
walking into businesses that don't know us and have fun and provide value. If you can find a way to provide value, business will come to you.
yeah,
And
yeah, for
even if
sure.
you provide the value without getting money in exchange, business will
Mm,
come to you eventually.
yeah. Yeah, no, for sure, and it's thinking on a little bit longer time horizon than like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I just did this thing, give it back, give me money." You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. Think 2 years, not 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. Well, I love it. Well, if anybody wants to get started with high level and wants, extended 30-day trial, feel free to click on my link down below in the description. You'll get access to all the resources in the community that Jonathan used to help out with his review side of things. And
Yeah,
if you want to watch Jonathan's videos, Jonathan's got a YouTube channel and an Instagram. So we'll link those down below. Where else can they
really
find
active.
you marketing?
Yeah, I'm not really active on YouTube. I did record a few videos a year ago, but I'll start making more videos. So stick
Okay.
around, just go subscribe.
Yeah.
I want to say I'm very inspired by Clay's journey and especially the documentation part. And sometimes I wish I had documented more. Part of my story was I was just a lot in survival mode, like getting this going, not giving up. And there was no main brain capacity to record. But yeah, follow
Yeah.
my YouTube. I'll be there.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I love that. I actually there's a couple looms that I recorded, like, in the early days
Yeah,
that I just, like, finished my day and I was like, "I'm just gonna turn on a loom and talk about what's going on," and I've gone back to watch some of those. I've never posted them or anything, but
it's
it's
so good.
just so crazy to listen to the things that were, like, ruining my day or stressing out, and you realize how, just kind of minuscule they were in the grand scheme of things that can help you kind of apply that to you maybe what the things you're stressing out about now, but
Yeah,
also, I see that prior version of myself, and I'm just like, "Thank you, bro." Like, "Thank you for doing all the hard stuff that
yeah,
you did."
yeah.
Because like, the business does get easier, I promise.
It gets easier. And for
It's
anyone
the
on,
changes, but the stuff that I didn't like to do, like 10 sales calls a day or,
yeah.
a bunch of cold outreach, that is not my favorite thing to do, and the hard changes, but it's better now.
Yeah, if you do it for 6 months, you will be able to dial back on the cold outreach a little bit probably. But
Yeah, for
for
sure.
anyone who's looking to sign on with HighLevel, give Clay a try because his stuff is your stuff is really good. When I signed on, I didn't start with the highest plan just yet.
Mhm.
And when I met Clay, I was like, dude, I gotta upgrade with Clay because the stuff you provide is so valuable and it's so hands on. Like the stuff that's in your school group, the stuff that's in your snapshot, it's 2025, 2026 ready. It's not like someone made this 2 years ago and now
Yeah.
as an affiliate, but you're actually doing what you're offering people in your community. And so, kudos to you.
Love it, love it. Good stuff, Jonathan. Well, thanks for hopping on. All his links will be down below in the description. Jonathan, you have a great one.
You too.